The number one misconception I don't like about me, people, which is funny because people call me all sorts of names. They call me a criminal. They call me a human trafficker. They call me, a misogynist. They call me all these horrible things. And I just brush it off. But when someone sits there and says, oh, Andrew and Tristan Tate, they come from money. They come from a wealthy family. Oh, they didn't make it all themselves. They got helped out by X, Y, and Z. That offends me. You see, that offends me more than being called any type of criminal. Because, a lie about me will bounce off. But when you are lying in a way that discredits the hard work that I've put in and discredits, I guess, my work ethic and my intellect and everything I put into having the life that I have now, then I get offended. So that is a misconception that I would like to crush, immediately. From living in America broke, I moved to England when I was 8. I lived in a homeless shelter for 2 years. It was me, my sister, my brother, and my mother in a single room of a government housing program house. The other rooms were occupied by other families, some of them with drug problems, violence problems. It was very loud. We lived in that homeless shelter for 2 years before we were eventually given a council house. My mother worked as a cleaner, cleaning kitchens. Her hands were always, cut and swollen up. And that motivation of seeing your mother exhausted from working jobs that frankly are beneath her. I don't want my mother scrubbing someone else's floors, washing someone's plates in someone else's restaurant. I didn't want that. So I wanted better for her and my whole family, not just better for myself. And this was way before I even thought of having children. But as a man, I think it's, it was always my job to do better. I knew that I was gifted with something. I knew I could make something out of life. And we never turned to crime, even in the early days, which is actually a very interesting point that I'll go in on for a second. So we started kickboxing. It was enough to pay the bills. We lived in a very bad town, a very rough town. All of your English friends and staff here will know how bad that town is. And back then I would get offers to commit crimes for money. I'd get offers for go and collect money from these people. They owe these dealers money. You're a big kickboxer. Protect us when we go here. Maybe move this package A to package B. And I refused every single offer to commit any crime for money. I'd rather spend my time at the kickboxing gym and keep my head down. So the crazy allegation that once I'm already worth 8 figures, that I begin committing crimes 3 years ago, according to the Romanian authorities, for me is wild. Why would I have made it? And everyone's taken care of. My mother doesn't work anymore, and I have 60 cars and I'm living well. That's when I decide to turn to a life of crime, when I'm already a father and a Christian and I'm 32. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, growing up poor was a blessing, and I wouldn't change it.